In today's episode of It's Scary to Remarry, I want to discuss how to be heard during an argument. What's up, y'all? This is Shon, Hyneman, and I am back with another topic that I want to address. I want to talk about arguments and somewhat communication in your relationship. I know arguments are inevitable. We always have, well, not always, but there will be times when in your relationship there will be arguments, there will be differences, and it's totally fine. It happens. It's in every relationship. No relationship is perfect, but I do want to help you navigate how to go through an argument and how to have a better form of communication. Now, the first point is, and let me say this to my brothers first of all, realize that as a man, you will not win an argument when it comes to your woman. You won't. She speaks so many more words a day than you do. So chances are you're going to lose. But anyway, I want to talk about how to diffuse arguments and how to get her to see your point of view and vice versa. This isn't just for men. This is for my ladies as well. This is for both. So if you and your significant other or your spouse are having an argument, here's something that I learned that really works. And I've learned this from one of my old school mentors at my old church back home in Cleveland. I remember he told me, he said, whenever you and your spouse are having an argument, you let out, when she lets out her lion, you let out your lamb. And I didn't get it at first. I was like, what are you talking about? And basically what he was saying is, take a form of submission. Take some time to actually listen before you argue back and forth. And that's what I got from it. But it took me a while to get it, and I'm learning it now. And this isn't to say that you just got to roll over and die. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you want to be able to be heard, because when two people are arguing, you're not going to get anywhere because nobody's being heard. Nobody's getting their point of view across, especially if you're hollering and you yelling at each other. That doesn't get you anywhere. So one way I've learned to help in communication is to speak with a soft voice. If you're in an argument, you don't have to yell back because yelling doesn't get you anywhere. Just speak with a soft voice. That will help somewhat take down a notch of frustration. Just speak in a soft voice. You want to bring it down, and that way you'll be surprised. You'll be heard when you're bringing your voice down. Two people yelling will not help. Especially if you already speak in a soft tone, this really works in your favor. The second one is when you're going into an argument is being defensive. I know I struggle with this big time, and even still to this day, being defensive, it can really crush what you're trying to convey to your significant other or your spouse, because you just have to respond to everything that they tell you. And you don't really have to go back and forth for them and tit for tat for everything. So being defensive, it makes whoever you're arguing with, it makes them continue to combat whatever you have to say because they're coming from a place of frustration, and they ready, right? They got they gun loaded, if you will. You know, they can't wait to get back and whatever you got to say, they can't wait to hit you back, you know, because they ready. They got their ammunition ready. So if you don't be defensive, this can really help, because now all of a sudden, all that pent up frustration that your spouse or significant other had, now they're looking at you like, what do I do with all this pent up energy? So what you do is you just let them say what they have to say. And pride is a killer, because I know we all struggle with pride to a degree, and you just want to take it. You know what? Just take it. I'm not saying in a form of disrespect. Don't let anyone disrespect you. But I'm saying that if your spouse or significant other is saying something to you and you were in the wrong, let them say what they have to say. And don't be defensive. Don't get into that whole prideful thing. Listen to what they have to say, and here's something that's going to really help you. Just say, you know what? I'll take that. I'll own that. I'm sorry. That's all you have to say. Don't be defensive. Don't try to combat whatever they're saying. Just take it, and it's going to help diffuse the argument. The last one is to validate their feelings. Whatever that person feels, let them feel it. It's okay. It's their feelings. Even though you might not look at it the same way they're looking at it, it's still their feelings. So what you want to do is you want to validate their feelings and say, you know what? I understand. I can see where I went wrong with that. What you want to do is you want to diffuse the argument. You don't want to go back and forth, because when you diffuse the argument, and if you have someone who really, really care about you, they do want to know where you're coming from. But when you're constantly in the heat of the argument and tempers are flaring, no one is being heard. So make sure that you diffuse these arguments by basically taking your L. It's okay. If they really love you, eventually you're going to have that conversation again where you both are talking, y'all both are in a safe space where y'all aren't arguing, and then you can convey what you were really feeling. You can say, you know, I felt disrespected here, or this happened, and and you can explain yourself, because you're in a better place now. You guys aren't in an argumentative state. So I would say make sure you speak with a soft tone of voice. Don't be defensive. Don't let pride be a killer. I know we all struggle with pride, but don't let your pride stand in the way of if you were in the wrong. And make sure that you validate their feelings. Validating your significant other or your spouse's feelings will help them feel like they are being heard. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you send this video to a friend. And I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. So help your boy get to 1,000 subscribers. You can share this video and hit the subscribe button and leave a comment below. I would like to hear what you have to say on this topic of how to be heard during the argument. It's your boy, Shon Hyneman. I'll talk to you soon, people. Take care.